Again, welcome this evening. We will start our Tuesday, April 14th council meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. flag led by Councilmember Dave Covington. Follow that with a Pledge of Allegiance to the Texas flag by Director of Public Works Scott Hottie. And then finally, Luke Potts will give our invocation. Please rise.
Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Please bow with me. Dear God, thank you so much for letting us be here today amongst a big group of people who all care about their community. It's not often you get to have a city with so many people who have their focus on bettering their community, but we're very blessed in that way. And we just that you help guide us, lead us, and direct us as we talk today about all the issues that we will be discussing about the city. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. We'll call this meeting to order. 5:33 p.m. The first order on the agenda is public comments. If anyone wishes to address the city council on anything under the purview of our authority, they may do so. I do have one signed up, but it's for an agenda item. So if anyone who has not would wish to council, they may do so at this time. You've got 3 minutes at the podium. No pressure. All right. There being no public comments, we will close the floor and move on to item 3. Always our favorite is we have 2 proclamations. One is for Arbor Day. The other one is for Lemonade Day. All right. So the first one is Arbor Day. Do we have anyone to? Okay, Park. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'll just read it from up here, and then we'll hand it off and do a photo op as soon as I'm done. What I'll do is I'll read both of them, and then I'll come down so we don't. So, whereas in 1872, Nebraska Board of Agriculture, which had no trees, oh, I'm sorry, that didn't say that, established a special day to set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first absorbed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource for giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal until that one limb falls on your house. Anyway, now therefore I, David K. Lee, Mayor of the city, on behalf of the City Council of City of Belton, do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day. All right, so I will come down there in just a second. And do we have someone for Lemonade? All right, Lemonade Day. You know what's interesting is we had a little discussion about Lemonade Day. What's Lemonade Day? I love Lemonade Day. I had no idea. So anyway, you'll be entertained. It's oh, well, that's awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. All right, so second proclamation, whereas Lemonade Day is a special day when the youth of Belton grab their pitchers, set up their stands, and learn the exciting world of entrepreneurship. And whereas on Lemonade Day, children in our community discover how to plan, market, and run their own lemonade stands, building confidence, responsibility, and teamwork. And whereas Lemonade Day teaches our young people important life skills, life goal setting, money management, and giving back while having fun and engaging with neighbors and friends. And whereas the creativity, energy, and determination of Belton's young entrepreneurs inspire our entire community, showing that even the smallest ideas can make a big difference. Now, therefore, I, David Lee, Mayor of the City of Belton, do hereby proclaim May 2nd as Lemonade Day. Go ahead, share with us a little bit about Lemonade Day, and I'll tonight.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the city of Belton for partnering with us for Lemonade Day program. For those who don't know, Lemonade Day is a national program. 17 years ago, First Heroes National Bank and First National Bank Texas brought Lemonade Day program to our area. So we have events leading up to Lemonade Day that teach children all back-end aspects of how to become an entrepreneur. They get to learn how to build their stand, how to create their logo, how to pitch in front of investors. So wonderful program, and thank you so much. On May 2nd and May 3rd, there will be stands throughout cities from Copper's Cove all the way through Temple. So be sure to mark your calendars. We'll have a map on our website to come out and support our youth entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Starting with the Nebraska. Medicine Harvard.
Mayor, while you're doing that, I comment on one guy who's trying to sneak out of here pretty quick. My buddy, Larry Thorne, who I think is, close to maybe retiring from the city, but, I played or practiced basketball with Larry over at UMHB years and years ago. And Larry ended up, moved over to Belton Christian Youth Center and served our community there, and has been an absolute jewel to have working for our city. And so I wish I knew you, the other guys more, but I've known Larry for years, and man, do I think the world of him. Thank you, Larry.
Got it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
All right. Those are always fun. You learn so much. All right, item 4 is recognize Deputy Police Chief Daniel Aguirre upon his graduation from the Federal Bureau of Investigation's National Academy session number 297. Chief Berg.
I'd like to just take this opportunity to really just brag on your deputy chief. Daniel Aguirre got a chance to attend the National FBI Academy. That's no small feat. The application process is pretty rigorous. It takes several years. He was in the hopper quite a while, and was able eventually to get a go date. And so just to give you an idea, they actually come and evaluate him on a mile run before he's even authorized to go. It's no joke. In my class, we had a recycle person who went through and had a medical episode. In his class, he had an individual that had a medical episode. So it's very, very rigorous physically. Academically, I believe it was 15 hours in just a short 10 weeks. There's very, very little time to do anything other than network, classwork, and working out. But I'm very, very proud of him. Just to give you an idea, put it in perspective, New York City might get 3 slots. The state of Texas usually sends about 15 delegates per class. He's in class 290, so less than 300 classes. It's a very prestigious group. It's very, very difficult to get into, and I couldn't be more proud of him. And in the room right now, it's a chance to celebrate Chief Ellis, who got to start us on this journey many, many moons ago. He told me, he goes, this is a way to become, a leader and successful. He was class 217. I was class 270. And now we have class 297. So I just am really super proud of him, and I want to present him with his certificate that he received, as well as give him an opportunity to say a few words to you.
I guess first and foremost, let me introduce you to my pride and joy. This is Madeline Sophia, who took time out of her busy schedule to be here to support me. So
Awesome.
really, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this special recognition. Standing here as a graduate of the FBI National Academy, following in the footsteps of Chief Ellis and Chief Berg, is just an incredible honor. So really the only thing I would say is that just as important as the training I received was the support that allowed me to be there. Our city staff made sure that I had everything that I needed to be successful while I was away. Being gone for 10 weeks, living and training with law enforcement leaders from across the country, it takes its toll on you. So again, thank you to our city staff. Thank you, council, for your trust, support, and for allowing me to represent the city of Belton on a national stage. So thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Mayor, if I could just say, I and Daniel came for the city, and he was willing to bet on himself that he would go up the ladder, which he has. He truly, of all my 48 years, he's one of the top cops I had any contact with. Really is. He's an awesome guy.
Thank you. Mayor, can I add?
Yes, please do.
Daniel was actually my first hire when I arrived in 2009. Some of you were on council, and we did this thing of starting the people in the academy, the first academy class. So first, from the first hire in 09 up through the ranks, and now an NA graduate, which is less than 1% of the law enforcement officers in America.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
big deal.
Excuse me, sir, name and address for the record.
Belton pretty fortunate to have 3 graduates of the FBI Academy
Yeah.
here. Really, really awesome. Very rare situation in the country, I would say. And so with your leadership, Chief, and now followed by Chief Berg and then Chief Gary, we're just so proud of you. We want to get a picture of the 3 Belton chiefs who have attended the FBI Academy. You can do that? Get a good picture.
You know, any good organization, especially for cities like Belton, who are not as large and don't have the funds that some of our metropolitan cities that we compete for human resources with, it starts with who you hire, and that's important. And then giving them an opportunity to grow and train is also part of that. And to do this where you are, it definitely shows the strength of the organization that is the police department today. I appreciate all of you guys that have been involved in that. We couldn't do it without you. So again, thank you guys so much. All right, moving on. Items 5 through 7. Thanks, Chief. Items 5 through 7 are a consent agenda. These 3 items can be enacted by a single motion. I will read them for the record. If the council wishes to pull any of these off to consider separately, they may do so. Item 5 is adopting the minutes of the March 24th council workshop and the March 24th council meeting. Item 6 is authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Paragon Sports Construction LLC to rebuild the multipurpose field in the Heritage Park expansion through the Buy Board's purchasing cooperative. And item 7 is an update that's in our packet on the South Canal Street reconstruction project.
Mr. Mayor, I was going to see if we could pull number 6 out.
All right. We'll pull 6 off and consider it separately. Chair would entertain a motion on 5 and 7.
Move we approve 5 and 7.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve 7. Any comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. All right, item 6.
Joe died.
All right, Joe.
Yes, sir. Mayor, council, our last freeze, we had a vehicle who enjoyed themselves a little too hearty along Park Avenue and just our lighted field, our lit field, multi-purpose field, the one that was part of the original Heritage Park expansion project. We initially had tried to repair the damage internally, throwing out sanding, and all of our attempts just washed away. The damage was so extensive and across so much of the field that when we brought in our sports fields professionals, they recommended a full redo of the entirety.
What does that mean?
That means they're going to come in, they're going to take out all the existing sod, they're going to laser grade for proper drainage, making sure everything is corrected. Then they will fix any irrigation heads that were hit by the vehicle and then lay down new Tiff Tough Bermuda sod.
I think the most important thing about this item is who's paying for that.
It is all covered under insurance.
And so this individual was hung up on a drainage, manhole.
Oh, we caught him?
Trying to come out. He was caught. And we filed
Fantastic.
on his insurance. And so there's no expense to the city.
It's great.
Great. And warning to anyone who's out there hot rodding. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so an individual doing donuts on our field, didn't get away. We're redoing our field with about $125,000 charge to his insurance company.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you pulled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the record.
For the record. I move we approve item number 6.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the city manager to execute a contract to fix the field that some poor soul will be thinking about their life. Any other comment, questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, passes unanimously. Now our regular agenda. It's a single item. I think that may be a record.
Yeah.
Item 8. Consider facade improvement grant for the structures of 114 and 118 North Main Street, located in downtown Belton Commercial Historic District between Central Avenue and First Avenue. Miss Tina.
How are you?
Great.
Thank you. For this property, it is in the downtown historic Belton district. The 3 properties are contributing properties according to the map. They are the green arrows where the start is located at. Here is a front, what the front facade looks like. 2 of the buildings look very original, while the middle one has been painted from the original masonry brick facade. So some of the windows are missing. The doors are in poor condition. Applicant is proposing to put in the new windows and also upgrade the doors. They will be wooden and match the original. Here is the rear of the property. The applicant is proposing to demo all of this and come up with a new entrance in the back and also new look over here. Our historic preservation consultant said that there are no character defining feature in the back, and also the front is the primary view where we are focused on. So scope of the job again is to do some repairs on the damaged bricks in the front, replace the doors and the windows, repaint the previously painted facade. The applicant had originally asked for some accents on the facade at 114 North Main. However, historic practice does not allow for unpainted masonry to be painted for that accent. Also at the rear, again, demolishing what's there and reconstructing with the new entrance that faces the alley for rear access in the back that's closer to the parking. So here is a visual that was provided. Again, repainting the front of the already painted masonry and just doing some repairs. Unfortunately, the accents that are shown on this property would not be allowed because it's, again, painting the originally unpainted masonry. Here is the proposed for the rear. Again, they're reconstructing masonry material, new windows and doors are being proposed in that area. The applicant is requesting for a facade improvement grant. The total cost for this project is going to be over $565,000. Because there are 3 separate buildings, the applicant is asking for the max allowed for each of the buildings, which is $25,000 for the front and $10,000 for the rear. The Historic Preservation Commission heard this at their meeting on April 2nd. They recommended approval with the condition that an unpainted brick in the primary facade should not be painted. And also each building must be separated from the adjacent building with a fire rated wall to ensure distinct tenant spaces because of the grant amount. We usually allocate 150. We're given 105,000 for this, so we want to make sure there's different tenants. That concludes my presentation. The applicants are here. If you have questions for them, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have as well.
Yeah. Do we want to let them? Do you guys want to speak, or
You don't have to.
you don't have to? Yeah, name and address for the record.
Jeff Ling, address White Oak and Temple.
Okay.
So Sylvia, I've known the Copenhageners for over a decade, and I've done work for them in downtown Temple. And they came to me about 3 months ago and asked for my advice and for my expertise on the construction of those 3 buildings. After meeting with the structural engineer, we walked each building, and the buildings are at a point where they require immediate attention. the rear building on 116 is failing, and then the front of 116 as well, and 114 needs to be addressed sooner than later. And so due to the cost to rebuild them, we met with Tina, and Tina was very helpful walking us through the process for the grant money. So we're asking for the full amount so we get this project started and get it back to its original grandeur that it was in 1885,
I have notes.
a long time ago.
1895.
1890.
When it was constructed.
So once we get this, the permit has been, we have started through the My Government, and once this is approved, then we can go ahead and start with construction and start mobilizing on the site. Any questions? Anything else, Sylvia, that you want to add to it?
I don't know what typically.
So I think the main thing is at this point, Sylvia doesn't have an end use, but due to the structure and the shape of them, we're just trying to stabilize them. And then we're gonna be, looking for tenants. Is that correct?
Yes. So I think I'm Sylvia Copenhaver. My address is 100 North Main Street in Belton. That's Main Street Bridal, of course. My husband and I initially wished to make all three buildings into one event center. How we decided not to go that route. Although we haven't decided what businesses we're going to open in any of those buildings, we are still wishing to do one building as an event center where, smaller gatherings, obviously. It's very important for my husband and I, whatever we decide to do in the businesses, our goal is to enrich the community. We wanted to have the event center because we wanted to have cool things like, candlelight and symphony and, having chefs come and, and also activities for the kids. But we realized that 3 buildings for one event center, that's a commitment. So we're still, considering doing one event center in one of the buildings. I'm not sure which one. But obviously, aside from the city's contribution, I know that that's a lot of money, and I appreciate, your thoughtful consideration in reviewing the case, I guess. That's a lot of money that we're going to put out as well for the facade improvement and just the facade improvement. And so we're not wanting to sit at property for very long. So even if we have to lease, a couple of buildings, we're open to that. But, we're keeping the options open. But again, it's our goal to have something that's going to benefit the community and the residents here in Central Texas. Obviously, we found when we opened Main Street Bridal that all of a sudden we're having, brides coming from Georgetown. We have brides coming from Abilene. We had Essence of Australia, which was a wonderful designer. They brought a lot of brides from outside of the Central Texas area. And, it just floors us when we have brides coming from Houston and Austin, because they're in a metroplex area where there's probably 20 bridal stores. So we really do want to do something really positive. They are 3 continuous businesses. So I feel like I know it's a lot of money. And I'm kind of preparing myself for, whatever you decide, but it is 3 continuous properties. But it's going to be a higher return investment for the city as well, just because it is such a visible building. When you're at the stop sign, people are looking over, and I apologize for, the dilapidated look, but we're hoping to change that sooner than later.
Thank you.
And, so that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
I actually had a few more questions for the builder.
It's not, I think we should probably redirect that to staff, because it's not a public hearing. And so it's not a workshop. It's just an item. And so I think that more details, I think we can address that through.
Okay.
Once I think we can address concerns with staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondering I mean, right now it's held up by scaffolding and there's, that sidewalk right now is really important to all the other businesses down there. What's the estimated time if they're redoing all three of these? I mean, that sidewalk would have to be shut down, wouldn't it?
It would be for a duration of time while they do the repairs that's needed for the maintenance of the brick. As you can see, the sidewalk was being damaged by the bricks falling down. So they do have to do some patch-up work that needs to happen in the front before that could be removed.
Is there any kind, because I mean, they've already
They-
had those up for what, a year?
Almost a year. They've estimated about 6 months to complete from what I recall. July.
So
July 1st, not 4th.
So there's egress from the back that is the alleyway. The building in the middle, the back side is failing. So that's gonna have to be shut down while that part comes down on the back. So there is a cyclone chain link fence in the back that
Yeah, there's
runs
an alley,
parallel
yeah.
along with the alley. So I know Tina and I have spoken about maybe getting with the county to cut that or make it access so that people can come, through the fence or they can walk around east side. But the buildings directly behind there, we're gonna have to block it off in the back. The front side, the scaffolding is up and the braces are up. We're going to attempt to leave that egress through the front and work on it. So
So in the back, when y'all are doing that work, will that affect the parking area there? Like,
not the
will
parking.
y'all have to close any of that off?
I was gonna ask for a couple of parking spots that are directly behind that for staging. Yeah,
Okay.
that are just, if you're just on the backside, the chain link fences run, we were gonna ask for a couple of spots. There you go, right there. The train.
So when y'all demo that, when you say demo, you're taking down the
Yeah.
whole.
This is a facade grant. It's not a construction management project. It's just the scope of our participation financially with this project. I would suggest that if anyone has specific concerns about the project and the implication of businesses next to it, is schedule a meeting with staff outside of this, trying to keep it in the lanes of what was published here, which is just a facade grant, which is the amount of money helping them with their project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this more than the normal facade? Like, what is the regular?
No, the allowed, remember if you, there was last year to increase the front to 25 and then any other facades are 10,000. So the maximum allowed per each facade is 35,000.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty excited, and thank you for bringing that forward. And I would like to make a motion to approve agenda item number 8.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve agenda item number 8. Any other comments or questions before we vote?
I'm just really excited y'all are doing it. Thank y'all so much. Yeah. It's been needed to be cleaned up for a while, so we appreciate it.
And I know, I think it's implied by the one of your statements is how we were going to act. And it's a lot of money for a private project. One of the things we did with this facade improvement program is we realized that there's a public-private partnership for things that are visible and accessible to the public. And while it's a private building, it impacts the community. And so we really think that we need to lean into that partnership and participate financially so that we can maintain the character. And you've already done that with your other structure. We trust you'll do that with this as well. There's obviously going to be a lot of concerns because of fronting along the main street with the parade and other businesses that are in the area. But anyway, so I appreciate you guys coming to do this. Yeah. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, it passed unanimously. That is the last item on we'll call the regular council meeting adjourned. I'm going to read the executive session items into the record. I can take a pause for the cause if you need to. We will have no action after this executive session. Item 9 is executive session pursuant to the provision of the open meetings laws, chapters 551, government code, Vernon's Texas codes annotated in accordance with the authority contained in section 551.074 for personnel matters. This item 10 is like it. It's section 551.071, consultation with attorney. And the final one is item 11, section 551.072, deliberation regarding real property. All right. That is it. And as an executive session, this will not be a public meeting. So thanks for your attendance.
I was at one, somebody that just brought up. Think of what Belton looked like 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I know.
It's just like, it's amazing. This program. Oh, this program.
It's one of those things because honestly, if you think about, I don't know, just this, it's $100,000. It's a lot of money. But these properties will probably go from tax rolls of $40,000 to $400,000, and we'll recoup that in short order with just ad valorem tax.
Free. Doesn't matter who owns it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who owns it. Yeah.
And it makes a tremendous difference in that piece of our streets to get the very most out of it.
Yeah.
Big. Most of the buildings have needed work for a long, long time.
Yeah, 2 benches. Make sure.